Chapter 6 Strangers in the Camp. As we lumbered along, Betsy's movements were so shaky that I had a hard time keeping my papers and ink in order. I used my tail to wrap around the ink bottles I sat on the paper and, of course, used my paw to write. What a workout! King Melchior rolled from left to right and up and down in his throne on Betsy's saddle, but he never complained. On the contrary, he was loving and caring to both Betsy and Paasha. Could he also love a little mouse like me, I wonder? I quietly nibbled on a hole in the saddle so I could see the beautiful pink sunrises and orange sunsets of the desert. Princess Paasha sang her doggy songs and twirled and rolled all over the place. King Melchior sometimes grabbed her front paws and spun her around while Betsy trumpeted and Paasha howled with joy. I loved hearing King Melchior's rumbly laughter. Oh, how I wished I could jump out and dance, sing, and play with them. Because Princess Paasha sometimes sat up on Betsy's trunk. I knew she must be able to see well from there. The swinging back and forth looked like so much fun, but I think it would have made me dizzy. When King Melchior stopped to peer up at the sky and check our position, Paasha and Betsy knew to be quiet. I tried to write about the star, but my words could not describe its magical beauty. I heard King Melchior tell Paasha and Betsy, "The star is a message from God, guiding us so we will not get lost. It will help us find the baby king." Oh, how exciting it was when King Balthazar and King Caspar joined our caravan. Princess Paasha jumped and twirled in greeting. The two kings knew that King Melchior had a special gift that allowed him to understand and talk to animals, but they were amazed when they realized that Princess Paasha and Queen Betsy not only understood King Melchior, but they could also speak. There were many new friends in the caravan. There were Equinus the horse and Camello the camel, who leaned against Betsy and lovingly nuzzled Princess Paasha. As we moved along, they all played together, kicking and chasing Paasha's red ball all about. From my perch under the saddle, I loved watching them. I did have to hang on for dear life, as Queen Betsy was a fierce soccer player. Then one night, King Balthazar gathered the kings and animals together and became very serious. I listened carefully as he said, "We must first stop in Jerusalem to pay a short visit to King Herod. He is the Roman authority. We will ask him to help us find the new king." When Princess Paasha heard this, she sat right down on the desert sand and covered her beautiful face with her paws, looking troubled. I did not like my best friend being so upset. I have to tell her I'm here. My job as a scribe was important, but comforting my doggy friend was even more important. "Princess," I whispered. "Princess Paasha, here I am. I came along. I wasn't going to tell you, but you look so worried. Please tell me what's wrong." Paasha looked up at me with her big blue eyes. "Oh, Roop," she said. "I knew all along you were there, but I wanted to help you keep your secret. I know you are working hard writing our story. You are a true friend, Princess Paasha, but what is bothering you so?" "I wish we didn't have to stop in Jerusalem," Paasha said. "I have a bad feeling about that King Herod. We don't know what kind of person he is, but maybe he can help us find the baby king. I just don't know." "Paasha, I will help you keep watch and stay alert while we're with him." "Thank you, Roopert. I know I can count on you. And I've been thinking, when we get back home, you must promise to teach me to read and write like you do. I want to learn." "Of course, my dear friend. It will be an honor." I felt so happy that Princess Paasha knew I was there. I had been very lonely. We mice are not very big, and there were often cats around the places where we camped. From then on, Princess Paasha warned me when they were close by, growling softly at them. The cat seemed to know she meant business and did not approach me. I felt safe with my friend Paasha around. Together, Paasha and I took little strolls around the camp, with me hanging on to the long fur at the back of her neck. We met new travelers and listened to their stories. When we walked by a group of men in the last caravan, we noticed they were quiet and kept to themselves, away from the rest of the crowd. "I wonder who they are and why they are so quiet and seem so unfriendly," said Princess Paasha. "We'll have to find out." Later that night, I was watching as one of the mysterious men from the last caravan approached the three kings and asked, "Where is this fine caravan going?" "We are going to bring gifts to the new king of the Jews," said King Balthasar proudly. "The king of the Jews, you say?" said the stranger. "Are you bringing gifts to this king?" "Of course we bring him frankincense, myrrh, and gold," replied King Balthasar. "This new king is very worthy of special offerings." "Oh no, I wish King Balthasar hadn't said these things so loudly. We did not know who those people were. I knew the offerings we were bringing to the baby king were very valuable." Princess Paasha winked at me, and I knew she wanted us to go find out who the men were and what they were up to. Later, we snuck into their camp and listened to the ragged group of men as they sat around their blazing fire. "The king of the Jews?" asked a man the rest called Reuben, who seemed to be the leader of the band. "That is exactly what they said. The kings are traveling to Jerusalem to offer gifts to their king of the Jews," said the other man called Matthew. "We won't allow it. Herod is not the king of the Jews. He is a murderer and a thief. We will attack the caravan tonight and take those offerings. The money from the sale of the frankincense and myrrh will help our cause. Think how many weapons and supplies we can buy with that gold." "Yes," more of the men in the band chimed in loudly. "Let's attack them!" Just then, Princess Paasha grabbed me by my feet and swung me to her back. "This is terrible. We have to go now, Roop." Back at the encampment, Princess Paasha licked King Melchior's sleepy face to wake him up. The king sat up and rubbed his eyes and said, "What is it, Princess Paasha?" Melchior listened carefully as Paasha told him about the thieves' plan. Then he jumped up and made his way over to where the two other kings were sleeping. Paasha and I hurried after him. "Wake up, Caspar. Rouse yourself, Balthasar. We have an emergency. There are thieves here, and they plan to attack us tonight," Melchior said. Princess Paasha said, "I will warn the other animals in the camp. I know they will help us fight for the sake of the newborn king." "Yes, we will help," the camels and horses all exclaimed. Caspar jumped on Equinus and Balthasar on Camello, while King Melchior grabbed his armor and sword from Queen Betsy's saddle. I climbed up on Queen Betsy's back and hid in my spot under the saddle. If anyone tried to get the gold, they would have to face me first. I put all my riding supplies inside my little mousy backpack, and once the battle started, I would have to hang on for dear life. Then I moved to the darkest corner of the saddle so nobody could see me. If anyone slipped a hand under the saddle, he was going to find a pair of strong, sharp mouse teeth waiting. "Hang on," yelled Princess Paasha when King Melchior gave the signal to go, and the caravan started to move. Oh no, they have to escape from the thieves. That's the end of this chapter.